Welcome back, everybody. DreamHack Open Summer 2020 North America with Stronny and Vince. And we go down south today, Vince. We've got a lot of Brazilians on the lineup, and I'm pretty stoked for this one. I don't know how excited Gaming should be with a Titan like Furia in front of them, but all the while, I think this map's going to be really explosive, and I have high hopes that they can give us a good fight like Maui alluded to.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily going to be the closest of games, but I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. So grab some popcorn, guys, strap yourselves in. It's going to be an all-Brazilian affair with, Gaming, Scrawny. I would say they've got a bit of a point to prove here. Furia leapfrogging to the top of the Brazilian scene. And one of their cousins have a real shot here to cause quite the upset and turn a whole bunch of heads in the process.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what they've got in store for us. I'm just excited to see some of the individuals. You know, that's always, at sometimes, the most enjoyable part of the game. Being surprised by newer names. Yuri, he's going to waste no time. You know, we talked about that interview, whether or not Art was going to give them the respect they deserved, but Yuri, he's got other ideas. Screw your respect. I've got opening frags. He's looking for a second with teammates by his side, but it's Patterson and Fastin to bring it back with a kill apiece. Quesarado from the top of Banana, and Yuri still inside of the T setup, doing what he does. 3 versus 2 advantage here for the CTs, now flexed to 1 better. It's IDK left over, and I don't know what he's going to do.
Nor do I, and nor does Vinny, clearly, because he's just had his head rattled with 1:05 on the clock. IDK making moves. Doesn't have the bomb. Going to be a downside. Smoke now clearing, though. Still a Molotov in the hands of Yuri. He can toss this down if he so chooses. If they line up, this could go into the hands of IDK, but instead, Quesarado holds fast, and Furia can claim first blood on Inferno.
Yes, sir. And, you know, we touched very briefly yesterday on the format of this DreamHack Open in comparison to the LAN events we're used to, best of 3s in the opening group stages. And that doesn't bode well for the potential of a Gaming upset in terms of match result. But in terms of map result, well, at least we've landed on Inferno, where clearly they'd like to play. I just think that there's too much of a gap in between some of the firepower. That's what we're led to believe. And, well, we'll just have to wait and see. But so far, Vinny, 2 kills here in the buy-up after pistol round win. Quesarado, no respect. Henny's got an SMG as well. They are milking the cash cow for all it's got. It's bone dry by the time they've all died. 2-0 for Furia to start.
Yeah, about that respect, Art, I think we're going to see a lot more plays like that. They are known for their ruthless aggression. The real fact comes in, though, with Furia. It's whether you can control that aggression, because I feel like at one point their reputation began to precede them. A lot of teams realized, okay, they're a very aggressive team. They're going to go for these wild, audacious peaks, and they started walking into these traps. So you'd imagine that, Gaming have done their homework. They know what's coming up. Full AK purchase on the books. And playing a little bit slowly, just allowing those Molotovs to deplete before they start to push their way up into Banana. There is a boost up there, and IDK couldn't see that Art was perched with the MP9, takes 49 damage for his troubles, and Furious standing tall in Banana, still have it under control.
IDK looks to give chase. Grenades sail over top of him, and he's kept the CTs honest. That's 2 men back behind the sandbags, just buying time. Holding off, and again, with the SMGs, they don't need to gamble too much. But there are still rifles in the mix for Furia. Bomb's been left in spawn from We hit that minute mark, and, well, they've done enough to contest towards Banana. Now they're looking to take this bracket control and size up the A site. But, of course, Furia 1 step ahead of the game, Vince. They've moved that second player and Vinny from B site over towards Arch. That's going to bolster Quesarado. Double MP9 on that side of the A site. But a second bit of movement. Seems like Vinny's going to double back as Bomb comes towards A.
Is heading over on the A side. Quesarado with the MP9 on Arches, using that smoke as a bit of a sanctuary. When you look at these 3 MP9s, when it gets a bit later into the round, it's really where they're going to start to be a nuisance, and that grenade doing significant damage. Quesarado finishes it off, spray through the smoke, nearly claiming a bunch of frags. They're now down to just 2 HP, but now they're starting to get some kills over on the T side before Yuri shuts it down with a 3K. And Furia's bonus round really could not have gone any better.
Yeah, perfect. Double AK save. This position here from Yuri, gap in the smoke. That's what cost Dumao and RCF. They were very much fixated on fighting the player over towards the moped instead. And had they got that kill, then they could have avoided the pit player, gotten into the post plant, and who knows what happens. But I know what has happened. Yuri is off to a flying start. 7 kills, 0 deaths. We had that bottom mid play in the pistol. We've had the pit performance in the most recent, and Henny, he is not going to let off the gas pedal, even despite Gaming having the ability to just force the issue here and rush. Art down banana with his teammates by his side, just looking to deny anything for Gaming. Vince, they didn't even have a chance to breathe. They didn't have a chance to catch their breath. They're trying to set up through alt mid, and nearly half of them already dead.
Yeah, and that's it, really. When Furia are feeling it, man, they are like that boa constrictor of Counter-Strike teams. They do just slowly but surely wrap themselves around you. Nothing slow about this round, of course. Patterson comes in with a second, but it's mainly the 2 SMGs that have fallen down. So they're able to retain 2 of their AKs, and now they can look to upgrade one of those to an AWP, or potentially even 2 if they so choose. There is an AWP picked up already for RCF on Gaming. But yeah, man, like this Furia team seems like they've woken up and they're feeling like they want to get this one done fast. And we do have the double ops coming into play early on.
I think Potter said it very nicely on the desk. He said, despite what Art may say, he has a different definition of Counter-Strike than a lot of other people. So I think his definition of respect could also waver. But it's over towards the top of banana that right now we have IDK inside of smoke. Check that out. He's got 2 CTs just by him, and he could decide to pull the trigger or wait. Executes Art as he takes down his teammate. So Art, he's not going to be too upset about that. IDK could have done far better for Gaming, but it's just this minute moment of timing that comes back to bite him. Now we've got heavy numbers for Furia towards B. 3 players stacked up. A solo defense at the A site in Yuri. And time. Time has been gifted to Gaming off of that original clash. I think, if we're looking at Furia's pace, Vince, and if we're looking at them just kind of being super aggressive, it's going to be at the starts of rounds. They are more than content to just slither back. As you said, the boa constrictors of Brazilian CS. They'll just wait. They'll let you walk into their nest. And that's what they're setting up here on this B site as Vinny comes back over.
They do their best to put those poisonous fumes, though, to get Furia out of that hidey hole. But instead, they're going to be using that smoke as a bit of cover. Up comes IDK. First pick goes the way in this confrontation of Gaming. But Henny up to the task for 1. He gets drilled down from the AK-47. More than enough time to get the comfortable plant down. And our Case Serato and Yuri moving together as a united force. It looked like this round would be slipping away from Gaming, but they have their hand back on it. And IDK, watching the close angle of the AWP, misses his shot, but it's a crossfire. It's a trap, and Tatterzin is going to claim up and double up. It's 2 kills for him, and Gaming finally on the scoreboard.
Yeah, full house between IDK and Tatterzin. 3 and 2 kills apiece, respectively. Very cool to see them break through what was a forceful Furia from the very start of this game. I mean, the tempo, the pace, it's what you expect. And I think, Gaming, they're coming into this. They've got game tape to prepare for, not only as Brazilian teams themselves, but I'm sure they have a respect, an appreciation, and a near mirrored situation sometimes when it comes to playing like Furia. The thing is, you can prepare for Furia all they want. Once the game starts, that's when you realize what really is in front of you, the beast that is Art at times. He goes ahead and gets the op shot, doubles down onto Dumao, and he's still looking for more. They're going to give it to him, and Fastzin takes a chance that may have just paid off. They get a kill back. Vinny swapping over to the op takes a bit of a chance here because he's also alone, and the grenade is fantastic. Just dunks down on him. IDK is going to drop the smoke as well. Bomb needs to be picked back up, Vince, so it's not like they can make their play off of this, but they have telegraphed a bit of B presence, and that draws the second CT over.
And this is allowed because that bomb was dropped, because they couldn't punish and pierce through onto the side. Yuri joins on Case Serato, and the shutdown comes into effect. IDK and Fastin, the only 2 assailants from the T side. And Furia get back into winning ways. And I completely agree with you. There is a lot of information out there for Furia, but when you look at the discrepancy between the two teams and the kind of opposition they typically go up against, the last 5 games for you had Zapogods, we casted them yesterday, Positive Vibes Only, New England Whalers, Triumph, and Swedish Canadians. None of those are exactly teams that are jumping off the page at you and saying they're tier 1. Meanwhile, Furia, Cloud9, Liquid, MIBR, and Evil Geniuses twice. As I'm speaking, 2 kills get traded, and it's an even trade at that.
Just the Desert Eagles. Just the Desert Eagles. Insta headshot. Dumao, hello. Oh, and a second through the smoke. Fare thee well, Vinny, who's probably going to be a little frustrated with the nature of his deaths. Last round falling to that sailing grenade, and this time the stunning Desert Eagle, but a gap in the smoke. And so they follow suit with flashbangs. Yuri, he's going to try to put that damage through it, and he does soften up Dumao. Don't forget, these players, they didn't come in well-equipped, but they all still have Kevlar. So those picked-up weapons, not going to be screwed over too badly if they take a little damage. With the economy on the line for some of the men of Furia, I think they just decide to call it quits. They have to forfeit an eco round win. That's a huge opening for Yeah Gaming. For a team that had struggled on their buys just due to the nature of Furia's talent, I think obviously proven by the level of opponent they usually play. You brought it up, perfectly. I could go ahead myself and study all of Mike Tyson's fight tapes for the next 2 years of my life. But the moment I walk into that ring, Vince, it takes one punch and I'm done. And I think that's a fair analogy here for Yeah Gaming. How long have they been watching Furia, wishing they could be Furia, to now today get a chance to beat them? It's not going to be easy, but when you get a round like that in the first 7 of the first map, it's got to feel good. Yeah Gaming has to make the most of what they just caused on an awesome Desert Eagle round.
Oh, no doubt at all. And they'll know that Furia's economy is within grasping reach now. They'll know with that save and the fact that they have been just gradually whittling away kills here and there. But at the end of the day, if they win this round, they are straight into this half, and it's looking pretty good. Art, though, gonna break those hearts. IDK then reeling out of the round, as will Demand. Wouldn't you know it, it's aggression from Art. No huge surprise there. RCF at least will cull his killing spree and put it to an abrupt end, but you have to feel that damage on Banana has already been done, and Yeah Gaming with their back against the wall one more time.
Mind you, they have proven to us they can win with lesser weapons. They've proven to us they can win with lesser numbers. We had that 2vX unfold to them to the B site. See if they can pull it out of thin air yet again, but I'm going to notice this trend already. We are very passive with our bomb placement, aren't we? How many times have we had to see these mid-round moments come to a halt, not by their own accord, but rather by the placement of the bomb? They leave it back, and I want to see how long that lasts moving forward on this T side. Shot from Henny could have been a collateral. Still, not going to help the movement of Tadazin. He has to force the issue, jumps into the sniper scope of Henny. And I mean, as much as we can praise the aggression of Art, Vince, this has been the storyline of Furia in their recent online success, is that right next to Art with his aggressive rifling, SMGs, whatever it damn well pleases to be, it's Henny on that op that also makes a difference. He has looked really on form in this lineup. It's such a cool slot for him to have just taken over and really made a name for himself yet again. Another wave of success for Henny in recent months. And I'd say thanks to Furia's system, thanks to their style, he slots right in with that pizzazz. But with 10 seconds left over, Henny himself will close this one off. He's gotten 3 kills last round, sitting pretty at 9-3.
Henny's a really interesting case, isn't he? Because I remember back in Tempo Storm, he came on the scene. He had this incredibly flick-centric kind of approach where sometimes he'd miss fairly straightforward shots, but then you give him a flick and he'd just land like a 360 no-scope. It was absolutely ridiculous what he was capable of, especially on maps like Train. Then across to Immortals, of course, where he had a bit of an up-and-down affair. And to start off his career in Furia, it was a little bit slow. But absolutely, he has stepped it up. He is definitely fitting into that role that a lot of Brazilian fans would have been very passionate and very happy to see him come in and very excited to see him come into this roster. I'm glad it is clicking into shape. And you know, you did also raise another very interesting point there, Scrawny, that the bomb placement from is a little bit suspect. But I can't help but feel that's as a direct result of not knowing what the hell Furia are going to do next. They've already pushed down middle. They've pushed down banana multiple times. From Gaming, they're probably shell-shocked. They're like, what the hell are we supposed to do? If we push the bomb too far and we lose it, we just lose the round, you know? They're really getting into their minds.
Yeah, you've hit it on the head. I'd rather leave bomb and spawn and have to go get it than lose it at the top of banana. So definitely I get behind it. They're playing protective. I respect that. You know Furia's coming out of the gates, flying down banana, hitting you in the face with utility where they can. So just hold off. But speaking of getting hit by utility, great grenade here inside of the apartments. Softens up Fastin and Tatizin as they look to go into the 5-man A split. And Furia, they're sizing up banana so they can justify the 3-man hold. Easy first shot for Henny as Fastin walks into his own death unsuspectingly. Dumao decides to stick around. And IDK is close on smoke. If Art feels a little too aggressive, he's going to walk right into that MAC-10. That's an opening for the SMG, but he tries to swap guns. A fatal error. Case Dorado clamps down as Henny doubles up, and now it's the 4v2 left over.
Yeah, and these leftovers feeling very cold and grim. Tatizin and Dumao completely isolated from one another, and it's all well and good that Tatizin is making moves up banana, but his bomb carrier is nowhere close. Now he's starting to move away, but that 5 HP means a stray bullet and he's a goner. And Vinny realizes he susses out the situation to perfection. He should be tailor-made in the correct position to strike. Down goes the bomb, and with it, surely the round will follow. I doubt Tatizin will even go for this, to be honest. When you look at the economy of Gaming, it's so rough. He has an AK, full utility, and Kevlar. Maybe just hold on to that. You got 10 seconds. You don't want to die after time, whatever happens.
I think we're going to fall into the pace now. The pace of the match has been set by Furia in the first 10 rounds already. I mean, it was in the pistol that they were already trying to stampede through, by rushing down mid. And again, you know, this is that reality of the situation. Everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face. And Gaming are now a little battered. They're a little bruised. They're spitting blood and the eyes swollen Vince, but they're still able to fight back. We've seen them not shy away from certain moments of aggression. I'd want to say that MAC-10 play on the close smoke to catch Art, that's the perfect counter to what you know is coming. If Art sees a gap in a smoke, the man's going to check it. And you punished him for it. But then you also punished yourself by haphazardly jumping through to try and swap to the M4. It's like if you're going to punish mistakes, make sure you don't make mistakes of your own. That's the next layer of gameplay we need to see from if they're going to stand a chance.
Yeah, they really need to deal with this banana as well, because time and time again, Furia's utility on banana has been exceptional. It's been pristine. They just get a freebie of a kill into IDK after he takes some shrapnel from nades and then finished off by the Molotov. And now they're going to have to try and pincer their way through arches, which is being watched. Eagle Eye from Case Dorado shows his hand, dips out there, gets his second. And now he has the Overwatch from Henny. Going to be able to peer in with the AWP. He turns tail, takes out Tatizin. And Dumao, last man standing, solid 1D onto Case Dorado. Spicy shot. But considering he's a 1v3 with 15 HP, I'm not fancying his chances. He does at least have the bomb, but no utility to his name. If he can pierce into the head of Henny, hey, maybe there is a way forward after all, considering the Art is still on the arch side and Vinny is watching middle. So this 1v1 actually could turn into a bomb plant if Dumao plays his cards right. But he's making noise. He runs out and he gets punished.
I want to say that right there is a new layer of Henny at times, right? We wanted to talk about his career across different iterations, different rosters. You said the up and down part of playing for Immortals, right? Is I think that team maybe had a bit too much, you know, there's different energies in life, Vince. I like to think of myself as like, you know, like I'm a good evil in a way. And, well, Immortals was maybe a bit too much for a guy like Henny to really, truly be his best. Whereas Furia is, I would say, still fired up when things are going well and hungry when things aren't going their way, but they never let things get too wild. And I think that comes down to Yuri. Incredible coach, keeps his troops in line, and it works well. You know, Henny's patience in pit pays off, and Vinny's position in Cubby does too. But there's a route now open by with bomb in tow, not sitting back in spawn, no. Rather, right behind this hard entry of Fast. However, there's the second sniper. Art, he finds that angle through Arch. Henny gets the kill off Pit, and Tadazin left in tatters as it's just him in apps waiting for something to happen. Minute on the clock, no bomb, and 4 opponents to take.
Yeah, not too many positives are there to look at. Art with a 3K started pretty slow into this game, was 004 at one point, but now, oh, sorry, I think he was 0-3 and 4. I think he had a ton of assists, but no kills. But now he's up to 8. Henny, 15 kills, and K Serato at 11. For the ADR, 2 players over 100. That's going to be Yuri and K Serato, with Henny and Art just below them. And Vinny, bottom of the scoreboard, but again, Scrawny, he's just not been called upon. Like, everyone else has just been feasting. He's just been sat there chilling. He's been having a good old time.
That's what Vinny does best. You know, I always feel like if Vinny is the guy you don't have to talk about, then everything's going well. Dumao gets another Desert Eagle headshot. I want to say that's 4 of his 5 frags by way of Deeg headshot. So at least he's got that going for him, Vince. But Vinny just chilling. We want to talk about his composure. The guy's sitting behind a Molotov, smoked off with 4 Ts ahead of him. And he's still not jumping the gun. He's not wildly spraying through. He's just buying time. So even in the most chaotic moments of any given round, Vinny's cool. Vinny's composed. Vinny's just chilling. And so are Furia now, Vince. 10 rounds to 2. Yeah, gaming, they gave us something to talk about at the start of this half, but the more rounds they lost by way of Furia's aggression and tenacity, the more I think Furia burrow into the minds of their opponent and remind them who's boss.
Oh, yeah. And there can be no question of who's bossing this map. It is Furia. And again, banana control has been established. It's been locked down. There's no way forward for Yeah Gaming. I mentioned this earlier. The banana has just been so damn strong, and they keep trying to push it. And I can respect that, but maybe not right off the bat. Maybe try and retake later on into the game and set up for that second mid potential push down middle. Let them exploit some of those weakened grenades and weakened players on the B side later on, rather than just keep running into banana, and you're just seeing the same result over and over. RCF does get 2. It's solid work from the man, but he pushes in, not anticipating Vinny to be stood there laid in wait, and they pay the ultimate penalty again. It's 11-2, and Scrawny, the way this is going, I could easily see a 13-2 half.
Yeah, I feel you there, Vince. Absolutely. Especially not with a full buy on the cards for the last 2 rounds of Yas T side. So going to have to take one on the chin with a melange, a collective of upgraded pistols. CZ in appearance, Tech 9s, love to see them. Desert Eagles, the best. So let's see what they have in the face of adversity. Furia just standing inside of fire because Art does what Art wants to, damn it. And he tries to go for the op shot, but it is a bit of a miss. IDK kind of gambling his life away. There it is. Art doubles back into it, follows up with the connection. Now it's Yuri at the top of mid to be pressured by the last 4 players of Yeah. That's all they have, Vince. They've lost that banana control because this is what happens if you don't fight for it. This is the thing with Furia. They have such an aggressive stance on banana, and they're so good at pressuring you. And if they pressure you away, they'll take it. But RCF, he's got himself a deadly Deagle headshot with another player tucked in the cubby. They make audio, and Vinny, he is so good at being that snake in the grass. He just lunges out when you let your guard down, gets the 2 kills before Dumao responds with an op frag, a bomb retrieval, and 50 seconds to attempt the 1v3 clutch.
Well, he has a couple things going his way. Dumao also has the Tech 9, so if he wants to get hot and heavy and get rapid and mobile, he can switch across his sidearm, but he's keeping the AWP. He's keeping it out, but K Serato with the wide swing is going to get Furia 10 rounds in the lead. Yeah, Gaming, they've had chances, Scrawny. It's one of those games where, yeah, it looks really grim if you look at the overall scoreline, but they've had these 1v2s, these 2v2 scenarios. It's just, this is where Furia's superior experience, superior aim is really shining through.
Yeah. One of these teams can beat Evil Geniuses. One of these teams can beat the New England Whalers. That gap is massive. And I would just say that, again, kind of like what we had yesterday with our opening in Group A. Group B is top heavy. Furia are finalist favorites, if not favorites to win the whole damn event. So why would a team outside of the top 50 be able to really contend too well You know, we were hoping, as Maui said, maybe 12 rounds across the series to favor of Yeah, and that's still possible, but it would have taken a better T side to convince me. Fastin goes down in what is now a 5 versus 2 to close out the half. They get some sort of an answer. They're both down on short, and now they're both sent packing. 13 rounds to 2 on the CT side of Inferno. Blink, and you would have missed it. We'll be back after the break for the second half of the first map of the first day of the second BO3.
Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Total pleasure, do you feel it too? Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Come on, girl, are you feeling it? Feeling it? Ever since I saw you, ever since you caught my eye, I never known a woman who's so absolutely fly. Ever since I met you, no one else will do. I get a little crazy when I think of you. Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Total pleasure, do you feel it too? Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Come on, girl, are you feeling it? Feeling it? You can make for sunshine anytime you please. You can start a fever that will bring me to my knees. We can build a mountain from a grain of sand, 'cause we can make it, yes we can. Total pleasure, total pleasure, total pleasure. Every time I think of you, yeah, girl. Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Come on, girl, are you feeling it? Feeling it? Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Total pleasure, do you feel it too? Total pleasure, yeah, that's what I want from you. Come on, girl, are you feeling it? Feeling it? Every time I think of you, yeah, girl. Total pleasure, that's what I want from you. Come on, girl, are you feeling it? Feeling it?
About as lopsided as a half can get, 13 rounds to 2, but I believe anything is possible, and I was reminded of that today, Vince, when I opened up my very first Counter-Strike knife ever. 5,000 hours, hundreds of crates. Finally got it. If I can do it, you can too. Come on, Yeah Gaming. Give us something to talk about. Give something to Furia to make them sweat. Or is K Serato going to pop right up and kill you all? Seems not. He gets 0 kills as he tucked down into Cubby. CT's doubling back to B because Furia have used their own spawn against them, Vince. There's a lot of bodies over here with the bomb in tow. No comfortable cross for the T side either. They're going to try with the flash. Can they get past? Right now, they're stuck in no man's land.
They're stuck, but they also have Yuri, who's moving into library, and I think this is going to facilitate the rotation back onto the A side. So this is effectively going to mitigate this 3-player stack on B, leaving it down to Tadazin. Is he going to be able to pick up any frags here? If he falls down for nothing, this round could slip away. He takes one out, but gets traded back, and Henny holding the line over on the B side, stalling Fatsin for as long as possible, who is now going to be peeking into Henny's crosshair, and a 3K goes the way of the man we were talking about before, who had a sterling effort in the first half of the AWP, 20-4, and Furia 14-2 in the lead. This could be a fast one.
It's wild, Vince. We've had some super lopsided showings, you and I, throughout this NA event thus far. Art? Vince, I see a P90.
Oh, I love that. Of course it's Art. Who else is it going to be?
He bought a they have families, Vince. This man goes for the P90. Let's see what... Oh, Yuri just gets shut down by it. Now Art's able to respond. The rack attack of the P90 only gets him one, but that's a lot of damage. Faston dropped to a single point of health. Quick, someone hit him with a flashbang. That'll be worse than the P90's sting.
Oh, I'd love to see that in competitive play. The good old flash kill. Or just a HE impact.
Yeah.
Not sure if we're going to find that, though, as Fastin is playing smart, to be fair. He is low HP, so he's hiding behind the box on the site, which is pretty much locked down from any potential arcing throws of these nades. He may get shoulder peeked, though. There is a player in the mini pit who is watching his side. There is time to burn for Furia. They don't have to rush in, but they're going to be claiming all the kills all the same. IDK, last man standing with the Deagle. Vinny is low, so he is susceptible to getting tapped down anywhere on his body. The rest of this team, though, is going to be in the right position to fend that off, and they now have 13 map points. We had some fast games yesterday as well, Scrawny.
Yeah, that's what I was going to... thank you for bringing that back up. I was going to mention how we had really, really strong starts from certain individuals yesterday. With Liquid, it was Grim, and then we had Twist in the second map, just pedal to the metal. Chaos showed us that Zeppa and Leaf are still the real deal on their own respective maps between Mirage and Nuke. And now today, we start off our other fresh BO3, first map of this entire group. And hey, it's Henny with a ridiculous ratio for the moment. Art... Oh my God, through smoke, he finds RCF on that P90. Two CTs hiding inside of the apartments, trying to call for help. Please, Mom, he's got a P90. And Yuri's got their back. So all too easy here for the T side. A bit of a masterclass performance from Furia, just showing us why they are, at the moment, arguably, the best team in North America.
They're definitely up there. They're definitely the best team in Brazil. I think we can certainly lock that one in. And you know what's truly devastating, Scrawny? That was the pick of, they picked...
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I had kind of forgot about that, Vince. I'm not going to lie to you. That doesn't paint a pretty picture, but I know a couple pretty faces that will be back with you after the break. I'm not talking about us. We'll see you guys on the follow-up, but we'll have our analysts in between. Stay tuned, folks. It's DreamHack Open Summer.